Hey garden lovers, I mentioned a couple of shorts ago that I have some growing areas that are doing pretty good and some that are just doing terrible since I had been gone for a few months. And out of all of my growing areas, this one is definitely the worst. You can see here it is infested with spider mites. Every single tomato plant in this area is infested. Since the main growing area has some really nice healthy tomato plants that are not infested yet, I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these tomato plants and transition these two beds into fall gardening. First thing that I'm going to do is get some of these guys harvested. There is some beautiful tomatoes on these plants. I also have lots of weeds, and I have some potatoes that are buried in there somewhere. So I'm gonna do a harvest, and I'm thinking I wanted to start some tomato plants over, but that's just not gonna, there's just not enough time. But these tomato plants were started March 26th, and I actually got them transplanted when they were super tiny. So today is August 1st. That is basically 4 months. So if I could find some mature tomato plants from the nursery, then I'm gonna see if I could get some tomatoes off of those guys. There might still be some time. We'll see how it goes. So this is Swiss chard going into seed. I'm going to add those seeds to the shop. I've got some overwintered poblanos. They're very small. Plant didn't do so hot. Get those harvested. I've got some Monte Carlo. It's heat tolerant lettuce seeds. Get those harvested. Got some ghost chilies back there. They're not ready, so that's going to stay. And I've got some beautiful gin fizz tomatoes to harvest. This one popped up from the compost. So they look delicious. Have no idea what the variety is. Look at this plant, it's just thrashed. Look at these spider mites.
You'll know it's spider mites because the leaves will start to get a yellowish speckled appearance. Plus they're web highway.
And I have some carrots in here. Those guys are gonna stay. This is how badly infested my tomato plants were. This is a San Marzano. Had to remove it. Made room for a chili plant. But look at these guys. That is all spider mites. Crazy. They're just surviving in the green waste. I'd love to have some mammoth German tomatoes this fall. So even though this plant is totally infested, this end isn't too bad. So I'm gonna cut it off and stick it in some soil and get it sprayed with some soapy water. We'll see how it goes.
I'm at Home Depot looking to see what fall veggies they have and also to see if they have any chili plants. Since I lost some of them and quite a few are in bad shape, I want to make sure I have lots of chilies this winter. But I'm also starting more from seed, and I'll be continuing our Become an Expert Chili Pepper Grower series.
All right, so the beds are all cleaned up. Weeds are out. I do have this purple sage that has seeded itself in the corner. I'm gonna transplant that plant. The hummingbirds love those purple sage flowers. So there's the carrots. I have a few more gin fizz ripening, so I'm gonna leave that there. Got those pepper plants in the corner. And when I'm growing pepper plants in a bed that gets a lot of moisture, I'm adding a ton of perlite. So I'm getting great results with that. Over here, I have some cilantro seeds, Calypso, a heat tolerant cilantro variety. I heard that it's kind of got a mild flavor. It's perfect for me and my husband, so we love it. And I did find a bunch of tomato plants at a local nursery, and there's actually some Cherokee purples in here. So even though it's very late in the season, the plants that were mature that got infested with spider mites were about 4 months old. These guys are probably about 2 months old, so I should get tomatoes. Not a ton, but I'm gonna take anything because I love tomatoes. Get them placed 4 on each side. Going to harvest these potatoes right now. And I found some cucumbers. Those are patio snackers over there, and I'm harvesting the seeds. Gonna add those to the shop. It's a great compact cucumber variety. By the way, these potatoes in this bed I didn't plant. These are leftovers from several harvests ago, and they just start popping up. I guess I didn't harvest them all. Ooh. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. This is one of the biggest magic mollies I've seen. So delicious, it's so beautiful inside, a deep dark purple. Wow, gorgeous. So the camera overheated, and this is what I ended up getting out of that section. Beautiful potato harvest. So here is the harvest out of these 2 beds, and I am ready to get in. That's a husky, that is a Cherokee purple, another Cherokee purple. I'm going to grow this jack-o'-lantern in the corner, and in a second I'm going to show you how I'm growing a pumpkin in another area. It actually popped up out of one of my hydro containers, and it grew out over the container and started crawling around on the ground and has given us a beautiful pumpkin. And then I'll grow this other jack-o'-lantern in another area where it's just going to crawl around on the ground. I got this straight 8. It's an heirloom cucumber, and it's very leggy. The nursery probably had it in a stashed under one of the shelves, so it was really stretching for the sun. If you come across this, be careful not to put it out in the direct sun because it will get sunburned. But these guys are going to be under a shade cloth. And when I get it planted, I'm going to grow it in that corner so that it could trellis up the cattle panel. I'm going to make sure to put lots of soil around it like this so that it's supported, and then I'll thin them after I see who's the strongest. And then I have a Cherokee purple, and this Burpee Big Boy. It's a really mature plant, so I should definitely get some tomatoes off of these guys. We've got a few months of nice warm weather.
Here's that pumpkin that I mentioned a second ago. It popped up out of my hydroponic container, so I moved it under these fruit trees, and it's been crawling around on the ground, tapping into the soil. This beautiful pumpkin is just about ready to harvest. All right, now I'm going to get these beds topped with some crown jewels, 555. Get these tomato plants a deep water and give them a fish fertilizer feeding once a week. I have lots of room left in front of these tomato plants, so I'm going to sprinkle in some radish seeds. I'm going to let them grow in groups. They naturally push apart as they bulb out. I tried plum purple in the spring. It's a great heat-tolerant radish variety, but the best one that I've come across still is Roxanne. I'm going to add some Edison filet green beans. It's a French style. And I have plenty of room to add some heat-tolerant lettuce, and look for some future shorts on the varieties that we're growing. Looks like Purple Sicily popped up on its own. It's a heat-tolerant cauliflower variety that I grew in the spring. And I'm getting ready to start more heat-tolerant broccoli. So far, Green Comet has been the best. but premier crop is also very good, and some other fall veggies over the next couple weeks. Now that I'm back in the garden, I'll be releasing lots of shorts on all the different foods we're growing here in SoCal. That's it for now. Hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden.